What's good, artists? It's Curtis King of CurtisKingBeats.com here with another Artist Marketing 911. Today we're going to be discussing what I call the survival guide for the touring musician. Artists, today's topic is something that I don't think applies to everybody, but I do hope that one day you get the opportunity to tour. Touring across the U.S. was one of the greatest experiences that I ever had. I did it in 2013. I did it on my boy Merz's tour. He invited me and my brother Noah James to basically go for 2 months. We were away from home. We went to 25 states and 42 cities. I got to see all over the U.S. the way that hip hop is received and the way that hip hop is expressed, and is a life-changing experience that I hope all of you can have the opportunity to do. Now, I do think it's important that regardless if you're getting ready to do it now or a month from now, or if you're getting ready to do it in a week, you have the proper tools to prepare you before you get out there on the road. There's a lot of things I wish somebody was able to tell me, because when we went on tour, we didn't get paid for our first tour. We had to pay our way through. And literally the only way we could pay was saving money and basically just cutting corners where we could. I'm going to help you for the time that you go out to tour. I'm going to hopefully help you before you get out there on the road by giving you some tricks and some tips that I feel are very, very valuable. So the first things first, make sure you take care of home first. There's nothing worse than when you're on the road and you got to take care of some financial stuff that happens at home, and now you have to take from your resources on the road and give it back home. Take care of home first. What does that mean? That means take care of your family that's at home. Take care of them by saving up money or talking to your job and letting your job know, like, look, I'm getting ready to go on tour for a month, and I need to know if you guys will be able to work with me. Can I get that month off? Now, for a lot of us, it's not really an option. For people who have a job, it's not really an option. So if that's not, prepare yourself by saving money. I would say if you're going on a tour for like a month or more, you should probably save up to like $2,000 to $3,000 off top. Now that sounds probably a little excessive for a lot of folks, but I think that it's very important that you have those funds on hand, not because you're looking to blow right through it, but because things happen on that road. One of the things that we had another issue with was shelter. When it comes to shelter, make sure that you're getting your hotel rooms in advance. Hopefully 2 to 3 days before you go to the next tour stop, you already know where you're getting ready to stay. Why? Because when you're driving into these new cities, these people know that you're a touring artist. A lot of the times they know that you need a room right now. And when you need stuff right now, people like to tax you right now. So that being said, make sure that you prepare yourself by getting rooms in advance, because rooms are a lot cheaper. When rooms are a lot cheaper, you're able to not run through your budget as fast. That being said, take care of your rooms in advance. On top of that, transportation. Now, if you have a van or you have your own vehicle, make sure it's something reliable that's not going to have you stuck in the middle of a random road in Texas and now you don't know what the hell you're going to do next. You don't know how you're going to get AAA, whatever. You don't want to be stuck out there with a rinky-dink vehicle. Make sure you got something reliable. The Sprinter vans are great. They're not always necessary. Depending on how light you pack and depending on how many people are going with you, you could do it in a vehicle. But make sure that vehicle can withstand the different elements that are all over the U.S. and the different weather conditions. There were some times where we had a big van, but it was an issue when we got on these slippery roads because we had to put the chains on the wheel. That's always something that you got to keep very, very aware of, because you just never know what the conditions are. We actually got ourselves in the middle of a storm where it was like almost tornado type weather in the middle of our tour, and thankfully we were in a reliable vehicle, because who's to know what would have happened next. So definitely take care of your funds, take care of your shelter, take care of your transportation, take care of your food. Now, when you're going all over the U.S., you're going to want to try a bunch of different food. You're going to want to jump and get the burgers that you never had, that you saw on the Food Network. You're going to want all that good stuff. And there's nothing wrong with wanting that good stuff, but it's going to tax you. So what I suggest is, when you're not being experimental, just really have your mind set that certain places you're going to want to try certain things. Like maybe you want to go to Philly and have a Philly cheesesteak. By all means. But for the most part, to save your money and not run through your budget, I think it's important that you take advantage of the one store that's all over the U.S. Because there's not Subways everywhere, and there's not places that give you really healthy options out there on the road. You should control what's going inside of your body. I was always told that if you eat your food as if it's your medicine, then you won't have to one day eat your medicine as if it's your food. That being said, go to the supermarket. It's the most common place all over the US. Go to the supermarket and find yourself some bread, find yourself some meat, find yourself some water, the essentials, things that you can make over and over again, because it's not about eating for the sake of this, just the taste and just the enjoyment of eating. It's really about making sure that your body is nourished, making sure that you're at top speed and that you're at top energy levels, because your energy is going to be important on this road. As you go from date to date to date, or venue to venue to venue, they're seeing you for the first time. They don't give a damn that you went to 20 other dates before that. They want to make sure that you are at top shape. If you're not at top shape, they're going to have a bad reaction. They're going to have a bad first impression of you as you start to express your music in their city. So take care of your body, eat the right foods, and then get your rest. That's another thing. On the road, get your rest whenever you can. If you don't have to drive, get your rest by all means, because it's going to be important. Even though it feels like you're just sitting in a car and it's not really a whole lot of energy being exerted, it does take a lot out of you physically, especially when your legs are not moving. Take breaks in between the roads. Be wary of the time changes between each state, because you may think that you're on time and you get to another state and it's like, oh, I'm 3 hours late for this show. Make sure you're wary of that as well. Now, these are some details. Obviously, I can't get to everything that's going to happen to you, but these are the essentials. Oh, also, make sure you bring an extra pair of drawers. Really a whole lot of drawers and socks, because accidents do happen. I'm not speaking from experience. Who, me? These are my thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts. Please leave a comment below. Like, subscribe, share. Once again, this has been another Artist Marketing 911. Curtis King of CurtisKingBeats.com.